My name is Darragh Mcloughlin. I come from Ireland. I'm 26 years old. I left Ireland when I was 18 to go to Berlin to a juggling school. I didn't have any intention to be an artist or a performer or anything like this. And it kind of just happened. And when I was in Berlin, I realized that if I wanted to be a performer, that I needed to work. And I needed an education because I had no history in performing. So I went to, after Berlin, I was there for almost 2 years. And then I went to a circus school in Netherlands called AKPA. And there, over 4 years, I tried to find my way. When I was finished, I wouldn't be ready. And this felt strange because a lot of people in my class, I think, felt very ready when they finished. And I didn't feel ready at all because I realized that these were just my first steps in performing. So I finished the school and I had an idea, which I started already in the school. And I realized that it's one thing to have an idea for a show and another thing to be able to make a show. So I took the challenge to move around Europe a lot and to just talk about my idea to as many different people as possible in the hope that somebody would be interested and would start to help me because I was alone, basically, and I needed to find some support. At one point, I went to a festival in Austria and I met Elena Krausch. She was directly interested in my ideas and my work, and she told me after the festival, come home to my house and I have something for you. So I came home and she gave me a stack of papers like this, and she said, okay, these are all the residencies in Europe, go for it. And so then I don't think I even looked at these papers because there were just too many. So I started to apply for stuff, and eventually I heard of the Circus Next project and I applied almost 2 years ago now, I guess. And I wasn't taken. But they saw me and they invited me for their laboratory programs, and I started more and more to get a network of people who knew what I was doing. So now I'm here, 1 year later, skip it forward a bit, and I was taken for Circus Next, and it was strange because it seemed very far away at one point, but they took me. My big challenge was to not make a product, but to have a process. And so Circus Next, I think, is this program where they want people to take time. They want them to search and discover and try and not just make something ready directly. I think it's this long process where they put you in the spotlight and they allow you to be seen. They allow you to play at different festivals as work in progress, and they will guide this process and allow it to be a process and not just a direct, quick, put it together like in a factory. This piece has been changing. It's quite an organic piece that it hasn't, my original idea has changed a lot, and I'm welcoming this change. I think my challenge is to allow this piece to be what it needs to be and allow the process to take it to places where I'm not sure it will go. And to not allow, because I'm creating a piece that's quite, let's say, deep and really about something, I have to search to not make it too superficial and to allow it to have its own meaning and not say what it's about, because I think there's a danger in saying what a piece is about, because if I say it's about something and the audience disagree, then I'm probably wrong, because what they see is often what it's about. It's their experience. So I'm really creating for the people's experience. And to do this, I need to search for ways to be able to experience this piece myself. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm here in the Video Porto Center in Genoa, and I'm going to create the situation of the performance and put myself in it and to stay for 24 hours in this room and to improvise and to just keep it going. And with the knowledge that I only have so much material. And so I hope that after, or not that I hope, but I'm sure that after a few hours I will run out of ideas and then we will see what comes. Then we'll see what this situation can really bring. And after 10 hours, after 15 hours, what will happen to me? Where will I go in my head? What sort of new things will I discover? Since I've been here, I've been on residence with the Asociación Cultural Sarabanda, and I've been assisted by Boris Vecchio, who has also been very interested in the idea of the process and has tried to facilitate this, and that he's not searching so much for what am I making and what will I produce, but how am I doing it and what process do I want to make. And I think that these partners from Circus Next, that they can really help the artists because all the partners themselves have a lot of experience and they can see which direction the artists themselves want to go, rather than say, this is how you should do it, rather than direct, more guide and just ask questions and be there. So for this, I'm very thankful, and I think if you asked me 2 years ago if I would be in places like this, working with people like this, I don't think I would believe it. So suddenly these things are happening, and there's a lot of people out there who are looking for people who want to create. And I think when you can take the challenge to want to create rather than want to sell, I think there's a way, and there are people who want to help you. And you just have to fight a little and be brave, because it's quite difficult. A few weeks ago, I did a meditation course for 10 days in silence, no talking, and 10 hours meditation each day. 10 hours, yeah. And that was very easy compared to this, because every day I knew what I had to do. And here I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And that was much harder. This was much harder. There's sometimes when you can pass 24 hours like, but when you're in here, no. It's slow. Each hour you feel each hour is very heavy. The beginning was the hardest, because I knew that there was still a lot of time to go. I think after 4 hours, my energy went down. Actually, after 3 hours, my energy went down. After 4, it was, and then I knew there was still like 20 hours left, and this was painful. Yeah. So I was the last hours. I was waiting for it to end. I knew the end was coming, and I was waiting, and I was waiting for you to open the door. 1 hour is easy. Even 4 hours is okay, because you know after 4 hours it's done. But the 24 is long. It's fucking long. One thing I found difficult was most of my actions didn't make sense. They didn't have purpose. I would do stuff with the balls, and then I'm like, why am I doing this? I ran out of physical energy quite early. Like this morning, I was out of energy completely. I tried to do big actions, but my body just did not want to. So I tried to just let it keep going and not try to do too much, because it didn't work when I did a lot, actually. Nothing worked. Sometimes where I was trying to do something, and when I tried to do something, it didn't work. And there were other times where I was just sitting and something would start happening. Like at the end, I had this switch, and I started to play games with it moving. And because I didn't think to do that, I could enjoy to do it, because I wasn't looking for a result. I wasn't looking for an effect. But when I was trying, for example, I have lots of material already for this show. And when I tried to do that material here, it didn't work at all, because the material I have, the choreographies I have, are really short. They're like 20 seconds, 1 minute. And I would do it, and then what? Then it's over. And then I go, okay, I do it again, or because in the show, I'm only showing the fragments. I'm only showing the little moments. And here, I have to do something for 1 hour for it to be interesting for me. If I do it for 20 seconds, it feels like it has no sense at all to do that. So there's a really, the difference between the real story and what I showed to the public. They're two very different things. I think I listened to this song 200-300 times. Sometimes it was okay, but sometimes, because every time I would start, push play, music go, and then start again, push play, start again, push play, and this. But for me, what's interesting is I did in the whole show that I will make, is I will do thousands of tours, thousands of cycles, and in this I did 100 and something cycles. When I think the reality of the situation after 1,000, so after 10 days or after 50 days, then what happens? Because I only had a little piece of it. If I did it again, I don't know if I'd do 24 hours. Or I would prepare myself before, because for this I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I mean, of course, I don't want to know what I'm going to do, but just physically to be ready and to be awake, because I was very tired. I think it would change a lot with the streaming, with the live streaming, because I didn't know that you could see me. You said you could see me, I didn't know. And if I knew there was the live streaming, I would have more energy, a lot more energy. And because I felt like I'm alone in this room, nobody sees me, then sometimes I would just go out of the thing. I would just lie on the floor and do nothing for 2 hours. I would start in the morning, have it all set up the night before, and then in the morning it could be ready to go. And second, I would have, because I was keeping a journal, a diary, I was talking to the camera sometimes. I had to leave and come in and out of the space. And I would if I did it again, I would have everything in the space and it completely closed. Because I could see like this area here was open, it made me want to leave more. And sometimes I would stay out because I didn't want to be in there all the time. It would be nice also if I was ever to do this stupid thing again, I would have a technician who would do the camera, but would also do the lights, be able to turn the space off and on. So I would really have the feeling of starting again, because I felt like now I had to pretend a lot. I had to imagine that it was starting again. I was always clicking my fingers, but it would be nice if the situation was really created as precisely as possible. And now the only thing I think is I'm hungry and I'm gonna go eat something and drink a beer and then go to sleep.